to prevent the Franco from being able to hit when they don't expect it. So that's maybe something that they are trying to do. But for the last pick here coming in from Omega in that jungle position, I have to agree with you here, Scrubby Cheeks. I think they need a little bit more of a hero that can sustain. So I do prefer that Baxia in that jungle position. But what about you, Nice?
We're going to find out here in a couple seconds what they lock in for the jungle. And it's going to go ahead and be a Balmond here.
Okay.
So a pretty safe choice, I would say. I mean, we've seen him pop up a couple times, but this is good, right? This could work out really well because, again, you are playing around having that Valentina, and honestly, the best value ultimate on the other side here for Smart Omega to take would be probably that Bloody Hunt, right? Because that's typically what we see here. Scrubby Cheeks, which draft for the team are you feeling more here?
I am looking at the drafts. Actually, I'm a bit torn. I do like that last pick locked in on the Bellman. I think that changes up things a little bit, but I feel like RSG PH, they're playing on comfort here. So I feel like that's going to be an advantage for them. Taking a last look here at the compositions between these two teams, RSG PH and Smart Omega, as we dive into the Land of Dawn.
And ladies and gentlemen, here we go as we jump into the Land of Dawn, game number 2. Will Smart Omega continue the momentum that they have?
Looking at the draft here, they definitely do have the early game as well. Selena, I think what you, like you said, not just the abyssal traps, they will want to land a lot of arrows to give them that momentum, but at the same time, don't forget that there's light there with the hook, and it comes out on the Chak. No damage from Emann. Flicker, burn, one last hit will do the trick. Emann will try to secure it. There you go. First blood to the carry on the side of RSG PH.
Okay, great start there, right, for RSG Philippines for this game number 2. They grab an early kill. Not only that, but it goes in the hands of Emann. This is great for your early game kind of gold laner to get that kind of that lead that they need as they transition into the later part of the game. Look at Light, too. He's actually just parking himself there against Kelra's lane. This could give him the advantage if he can get those iron hooks off. Continue to snowball Emann here on that carry.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you know that Emann's going to get pushed by Kelra here, especially on this V-Trick. So going to get super, super pressured. And I think by Light being there, it's also forcing Chaknu to be in the bottom lane. So Nathzz is probably going to have a better time here using that natural matchup up against Renzio on this Esmeralda to pressure down the lane. And I think right now we can see they are, on the bottom side though, Light goes down to Chaknu. I believe probably an abyssal arrow landed there and unfortunately lost his life. So Omega actually scoring one to even up the kill count. 1:1 at this point. We're gonna see Raizen rotating now on the top side. The Bellman looking for this next objective. The turtle is already spawned, so they have some sort of priority, but RSG PH, they are here to contest it.
Oh man, the turtle going to be taken here. Nathzz pumping out quite a bit of damage with that Abysm Strike, but meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the solo kill goes over to Kelra, but the turtle secured here by Demonkite. So action after action on both sides of the map.
Yeah, already trades happening on the board here for both teams, but it does seem like they were able to secure that turtle first. So now we'll see how they are going to respond to this. Understanding that they do have a really good early game composition. They do have Light to be able to look for these pickoffs, but like we mentioned before, Chakno is doing a really good job just surveying and opening up the map for his team.
Yeah, right now, I mean, it's pretty even across the board, right? So RSG Philippines, even with that early turtle, Smart Omega wants to play around that, put pressure around each part of the map. And Kelra grabbing an early kill already against Emann, who had that early kill himself, is a good advantage start for them as they transition to the mid-game later on. Demonkite showing pretty much confidence here. Edu Max gonna push him out too. He wants to secure Raizen for this orange buff. Nathzz there too. There's gonna be the focus here. Abysm Strike comes out. Demonkite under the tier 2 turret, finding a kill for himself. Renzio not able to help out just yet. Edu Max now here too. Join the party. It's 2 versus 2 around the orange buff of Smart Omega. Here comes Chaknu, but it's taken anyway from Demonkite.
Huge pickoff here for the side of RSG, and now they are leading with a 1,000 gold lead. We'll see what Omega can do about this, because it does seem like the tempo has been completely set by RSG as that Iron Hook nearly misses.
Yeah, combined with the flicker too. Even if it misses, it puts you out of position, right, for a bit there. Thank goodness, but that missile arrow lands on. I think that was Aqua that managed to get away. Demonkite already securing the top turret. The bloody hunt comes out though, terrified. It is Light that's gonna go down here. RSG PH losing 1 life, 2 to 3 now across the kill counts, but definitely the map still in control by RSG PH.
Yeah, I mean, they grab the turret at the top lane, so they trade that for that kill. And this could be just movement plays coming out from RSG Philippines, right? They know that Chaknu is going to be looking for those abyssal arrows. Now they trade the turtle here. So objectively still, RSG Philippines controlling that department.
So still the same thing that happened in game number 1, right? It was RSG Philippines kind of setting the tempo, and they were able to get the objectives left, right, cross, and center. But now it is going to be on the hands of Omega to look for the momentum like they did similarly to game number 1, to try and to be able to kind of grasp that control away from the side of RSG, as they are now with almost a 2,000 gold lead, and they're putting a lot of focus here onto Kelra.
Yeah, Demonkite chasing Raizen down here in his own jungle. Absolutely obnoxious. But, you know, Raizen, I know he kind of has more of a utility jungler playstyle, but on the Balmond, I kind of would expect him to at least try to contest for the objectives. Yes, probably harder to do that as a Fanny, but with Balmond, you pretty much have 2 retributions, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have those options. Plus, he's running the jungle emblem here, right? But so far, hasn't been able to contest that turtle much because of the trading of objectives in terms of turret across the map. So, at this point, he's just going to continue to farm up, let that be. And again, they have to just kind of transition to the mid-game where they don't let anything else slip out of their hands here. Also, a lot of this does rely, once again, on Chaknu to find those single target stuns with the abyssal arrows. And as we can see from the emblems, not too much difference here. Max obviously running that mystery shop, wants to get those items a lot faster. Will also depend and help him out deciding which ultimates do I take, right? We've seen him actually take even Demonkite's ultimate so far. But again, I think he's going to lean more towards taking the bloody hunt from Light.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge source of CC that he can use here. And combined with the flicker as well, he can basically mirror whatever Light is doing. And when you combine with Chaknu's abyssal arrow, I think that's like CC for forever, basically.
I mean, the Yin Yang Overturn is also a really huge ultimate that can be used, no?
Yeah. If he can get to Aqua. Notice how Aqua just, even from the last game, right? He plays so defensively. That's one of the strong points of Aqua alone as a player. He knows really well positioning in terms of whatever mage he decides to play. And that's what we're going to see here from this Kogura pick too. And now, Turtle going to be the focus here. This time, Smart Omega, actually, he's still not going to contest this. Raizen does not care for it. He's just going to go ahead and give up that Turtle. 3 now for RSG Philippines.
Okay, so 3 turtles already taken to the hands of RSG, as well as 2 turrets on the board. Omega still 0-0-0. They do have more pickoffs, but they have not been able to convert that. And I think that is the main factor, that distinctive factor. But wait a minute.
Oh, that was Aqua going in with that aggressive flicker play. Able to just get the turret, though. No one goes down for Smart Omega, so nice job for them as well. Notice how everyone is pretty much bunched up together at this point. They really don't want to get caught out. They're doing a great job also at avoiding Light, looking for those iron hooks.
Yeah, looking at the map state now, I mean, RSG PH, once again, they have full control over the upper side of the map, save for the tier 2 turrets. But again, Omega, you cannot count them out. It feels like they're kind of repeating the strategy of game 1 here. Is that what they're trying to do?
I mean, buy time, right? Get to the Omega timers. That could be it. You can also see it's a lot more stable, though. Now, the one-on-one, Nathzz not going to be able to get the kill there. Takes quite a few turret shots, too. So, player gold terms, again, Emann and a Kelra. Pretty much neck and neck in terms of the gold. And this will transition, again, mid-game when those marksmen, those gold laners really start to find their power spike.
Yeah, 100%. It does seem like now, Light gets caught.
Oh, Light gonna have to flicker her out. Demonkite looking for the initiation, gonna push them back here. Emann returning on top of Max. He has to flicker out too, but under the turret, Emann goes. Not able to get the kill, unfortunately. But look at the damage already coming out from Emann. This is gonna be another turret in favor of RSG Philippines.
Oh, the huge shot though. The Renner from from Kelra. That takes Emann down to half his HP. Thankfully, they don't have to follow up there just yet. The Lord is coming up in 10 seconds, so RSG PH gonna kind of reset here to set themselves up for it. Now, looking at this late game, though, nice, so you said Omega is trying to stall this out, but RSG PH, I mean, they're not gonna let the same thing happen twice. Come on, that can't be possible. And now with Emann on this carry, they're definitely gonna have a lot more bursts coming from Aqua as well as Emann in the later game.
Yeah, now Lord gonna be the focus here. This time, Raizen does not want to give that one up so freely. You can see RSG Philippines setting up in those bushes, even Light just asserting his dominance there, not wanting anyone to get Iron Hook. But again, they grab another objective here, pretty much free. And RSG Philippines just playing around objectives. Renzio trying to get that bottom turret down. Gonna take quite a bit of damage. There's the flicker, still alive though, thanks to the sprint. Oh, Light not able to find the hook.
Deja vu here for the side of RSG Philippines in game number 2, as once again they are going to be the one in control of the map. They have the map pressure, they have the tempo, and Omega once again in that back foot. They're going for the next objective in that bottom side turret, and that Lord is going to be pushing out in that mid side.
All right.
Sprint meta.
Yeah,
Sprint
sprint
meta,
meta, right?
say.
It's pretty much, I mean, if you have sprint, you can most likely get away cleanly. But then when you don't have it, you kind of lose that advantage, right? So if we take a look at the items, especially Kelra, he's got the items he needs. He has that BOD, he has the Malefic Roar. Unfortunately, they just need to find the setups here. So they should be able to clear this Lord just fine. It won't be able to get the turret as well. There is Emann actually going to get focused down. That's the damage I was talking about coming out from Kelra. Gets a kill for himself. So again, the scaling is here. They just have to continue to just be on the defense a little bit, and that's what we're seeing. That's what we saw from game number 1.
Yeah, looking at this right now, RSG PH really have to be careful about their positioning, because at any time, Chaknu with the Abyssal Arrow, you also have well, Renzio coming into the backline. So if Omega decides to engage in a full-on team fight, it might really look bad for RSG, where they don't exactly have that peel.
I mean, Renzio at this point, it's 11 minutes in, right? He's 0-0-0, but he's actually, if you just look at the KDA, it doesn't kind of do justice to what Renzio's doing, because he's actually helped put pressure around the map, forcing RSG Philippines to respond. So can he continue to do that? Because at this point, right, almost at the 12-minute mark, he's gonna have to be kind of that front line for his team, especially if the Abyssal Arrows do land.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge consideration here. Omega, they need to be able to find momentum through Chaknu, like you mentioned earlier, with those Abyssal Arrows landing, and like they did before, and they could definitely be able to combo that up with the composition coming in from Raizen as well, with the ultimate to go for the lethal counter. And RSG PH, they are doing great at the moment. I mean, 4,000 gold lead as of right now, and we'll see what happens in the later stage of the game.
I mean, pretty much same thing, right? At this point, last game, they were in a similar situation. Smart Omega looking to just do the same thing. The thing, I mean, on top of that is, how do you use this Ballman pick in the jungle, right? How do you actually utilize that? Because you pretty much have, I mean, objectively, that's what you think, right? To match the objective, power is from RSG Philippines, but so far he hasn't been able to do that. So it comes down to actually the damage potential, especially from the ultimate. But at this point, they haven't been able to find actually a good team fight for them just yet. And also, Emann just picking up that Wind of Nature is going to make him that much more deadly here. You really have to catch him out. If Kelra is able to make a aggressive move, that could really help them. But the burst on the side of RSG Philippines is quite large in comparison to Smart Omega. And again, Lord, most likely going to go in the hands of RSG Philippines. There's no contest here as Demonkite secures it one more time. Nathzz actually gets taken out. Killing spree for Kelra. They do force them back, looking for the yin-yang overturn, and they find at 2 max. There's the response. Light gets the hook off. Renzio trying to push them back, and he goes down. Double kill for Aqua, but now he's the focus. Smart Omega finds another one. Kelra just popping off here. The focus now on Demonkite. Renzio goes in with a falling star moon. He has the slows, dodges the hook. It's only a matter of time. Renzio grabs one himself.
4-3 trade here now in favor pressure of Omega as once again they have found the impossible. They have taken the course of the whole game and now they are going to slowly come back as the economy difference has shrunken down to 2,000. They will be able to take away that Lord rather easily and now are pushing once again through that mid side and being able to get more objectives on the board.
This is absolutely insane. Oh, another shot there by Kelra onto Nathzz. Omega, they are looking so strong, so patient, but the moment they pull the trigger, you think for 1 minute that RSG PH had it in their control, but Omega just runs through their draft the moment Kelra is online. 4-0 to 1. And the thing about Omega's draft also is that it's very non-committal. You wait for RSG PH to engage, you basically use all of their cooldowns, and Omega has so many other things that they could throw at them. And I think that's why they have been able to counter-engage so successfully as well. So what does RSG PH need to look at right now?
I mean, not having the same situation happen they did in game number 1, but it's already starting, right? That's what we're seeing here from Smart Omega. Kelra feeling very confident on this comfort hero of his own, this Beatrix, and it's bad news, right? It's bad news for RSG Philippines. Also, again, going over to Raizen, he doesn't care. Give up the 3 turtles in the early game, even the Lords. If he can rely on his teammates to actually just make plays like that, then they don't need it, right? This could possibly be the game-winning strategy for Smart Omega in game number 2.
I mean, look at that economy difference just become non-existent. Already 800 only to their name. And once again, like you mentioned, I guess Omega, they don't need the objectives. And that's so surprising because usually when we see Mobile Legends being played at this tier, it's always about those objectives. You have to be disciplined, get those early game turtles, snowball into the late game. But for Omega, they're just able to kind of zone it out to the late game, wait for the power spikes to happen like Kelra is happening now, and they're just able to capitalize over that, even though RSG PH, they already have so much to work with. I mean, Aqua already building with that Holy Crystal, you can feel so much magic power. The burst is definitely there, so all they need to do is bait that out. But look at this, Renzio gets caught really low. Fortunately for him, he is able to escape.
Yeah, manages to get out for now. So both teams just kind of reset over here. You talked about Kelra. He also just picked up the Blade of Heptases, and that's not gonna look good. If he catches Emann in that backline, I don't think even the Wind of Nature is gonna save him there, because he's not gonna be able to react in time to that first Renner shot. So it's looking pretty bleak, starting to look bleak for RSG right now. They're still gonna go ahead and start up this Lord though, in position now, chunking it down to half HP, but this time it looks like Raizen wants to contest this.
Yeah, right now, Lord gonna be less than half health here. Demonkite most likely to grab this one, but it's actually Raizen! He finally gets the Lord! They find a kill here, he falls. Falling Star Moon gonna come in, Emann popping off with the damage, but it's gonna be Renzio that falls here. Kelra, he goes down finally, Emann finding him, it's a 2-for-4 trade.
A Lord, but at what cost? They lost 4 members in that team fight, and it is going to be RSG Philippines winning it out. But now, what can they do here? What happened before?
Was that a trap?
I know, I was like, what?
Just when you think Omega had it, RSG PH comes back. I don't know if this is the caster's curse. You know, maybe the winning condition here is don't take the Lord. If you take the Lord, you lose the team fight.
Huh, that's fair.
I mean, hey, he got this Lord, right? So now they can play around this. But again, Chaknu's the only one up. He did get that kill off Demonkite. I'm not sure if that was a trap or what. We're going to check out the replay here presented by TikTok. Let's take a look at this fight here again. The Lord looked like it was going to be secured by Demonkite, but Raizen comes in, and after that, it's just quite a bit of damage on RSG Philippines, but Emann only able to buy so much time. Kelra goes in with an aggressive flicker, but takes that damage also from Emann because of that Wind of Nature that he had this time.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong about that Wind of Nature. It definitely helped him to survive that fight. Yeah, it works. Wind of Nature works. PSA, everyone. Right now, they are probably going to reset, though. I mean, RSG PH can see them grouping up so much. And is that the difference maker here? I mean, Omega, they have a bit more ability to split push. Oh, Emann in the mid lane taking so much damage. Omega, at any time, they can pull the trigger.
that's a beauty of Emann as well as Kelra, right? For the side of Emann, sure, he's able to be very consistent in that gold lane. He can, even behind, he's able to just farm really well. But the problem is, Beatrix, there's just so much to Beatrix. What do you need? Do you need a long-range sniper? Go for Renner. Do you need something more bursty? You can always go for Nibiru's Passion. So that's a more like flexible way of seeing things, and it just is able to kind of go into what situation is needed most.
I mean, still, you have to worry about anytime there's a carry, right? And he has the sprint, he's going to be able to move around the way he wants to, especially with the team composition they have to capitalize on that. Look at the damage delta, right? We're talking about gold laners here. Kelra, obviously top of the chart here. Here comes the conceal. Light looking for the hook, forces the flicker out from Kelra. So a resource for a resource. They're going to get initiated on by Renzio with the falling Star Moon. Max doesn't have an ultimate just yet. There you go. He grabs the bloody hunt. Could be looking for a setup. Now, Lord will be up in about 10 seconds here, 10, 12 seconds. Right now, Smart Omega is showing this kind of dominance here. They are very confident, especially now, right? Light has that bloody hunt. He could be the one to flicker in for the bloody hunt combo to set something up.
Yeah, they both have it. I mean, the Bloody Hunt on Light as well as E2 Max. Can I just point out the finesse in that skirmish earlier? The one that didn't happen because they're playing at such a high level. The Abyssal Arrow coming through the bushes, but the conceal and the disengage. Just absolutely insane. Now it's going to be RSG PH. Light! He gets the hook onto Changnu, and Emann immediately bursts him down. Nathzz finds this opportunity. He's going to go on to Renzio now in the backline. Another hook onto Raizen. No follow-up because he is tanky. They're going to take the chance instead to take this Lord over here. Omega looks like they're going to back off for now, but Raizen might hang around in the vicinity just to see if he can steal this one.
Raizen's still going to work on this, but Aqua trying to zone him out. Look at that, though. There's Kelra popping the damage, forcing RSG Philippines back, and they find the immortality. The Lord is going to be secured by the Filipino Savage, forcing RSG Philippines to retreat.
Kelra, just being that ultimate X factor for the side of Omega, already sitting at 6-1-2, dealing out the damage coming in from that Nibiru's Passion and the DPS to follow it up to eventually zone out Nathzz away. That was just so beautifully done by the side of Omega, and I can say that the synergy is definitely on point here in the 21st minute.
Man, Kelra's doing work this game, I would say. I mean, time after time, he's just finding plays. Even when he's down, earlier he burned that flicker. He now has the immortality, right? So he can be a little more aggressive paired up now that he has the flicker available. So RSG Philippines, now, again, their backs are against the wall. They're going to be focused in cracking open the base of RSG Philippines. They have to be able to defend this one the best they can here. Lord's going to go ahead and charge up. Abyssal Arrow's going to be flying around here. The damage is there, but they clear up the Lord after they lose that turret. Smart Omega taking the resources of the jungle as well.
This feels like deja vu right now. Omega pulling exactly, the same strategy. So patient. But the moment they pull the trigger, they go all in. And now Omega going to be able to strip the all of the tier 2 in turrets as well as the mid inhibitor, and it's on RSG PH to be able to defend as the creeps are there, so Omega still wants to push their lead here.
You can see that RSG PH are kind of trying to, adapt to the situation, right? They have their backs pinned to the wall like we are seeing here on stage. And the fact is now they have started to swap out those really important items. Already Nathzz has switched out for a blade armor to respect the critical coming in from Kelra, and already Aqua with that winter truncheon. So just a little bit more defensive items just in case Omega finds that groundbreaking momentum that they always seem to do.
Again, at this point, it comes down to those gold laners, their decision-making, their positioning, and the battle of having a sprint plus a flicker right on both sides. Light now going to be looking for a moment here. Pops the conceal, gets the iron hook on Raizen, has the bloody hunt. They're going to focus him down. He still has the immortality though. Now Nathzz forcing Kelra to go back, missing the Bism strike, but they find a kill on Raizen. Another hook lands, forcing the flicker out. Still has the immortality. Renzio trying to buy some time here before he goes over to Nathzz with the killing spree.
There you go, RSG PH, light on these hooks. One of the key ways to victory there, follow the light. And you get exactly that, he landed the hook. Yeah, okay, at first on Raizen, after bursting him down, he actually managed to get Kelra out of all that pandemonium.
This is great. This is great for the side of RSG Philippines. I mean, already the Lord has spawned, and there are still death timers on the clock for Omega. Practically, RSG, they have 20 seconds to be able to secure this because they do have the man advantage. And you can see here, Omega, they don't seem to want to contest this one, thinking that it is a little bit too much and too risky.
Okay, good pickup here. They grab this Lord. This is a 23-minute Lord, and now it's Smart Omega's turn to defend. Backs against the wall here. Etumax does have that bloody hunt. They're going to be working their best here. Look at all the immortalities being picked up here. So at this point, RSG Philippines is thinking, hey, we don't want to let this one slip out of our hands. This time, we almost had some deja vu, or we did, but we don't want it to go that way here and give Smart Omega that match point. So Lord going to be marching down the bottom. There's about one charge there, so that will go. And at this point, Smart Omega could be looking for a play. They don't want to get hooked either. They have to be very careful about this.
I like how Light just stood there and took the abyssal arrow. He saw it coming his way and just took the damage. Like, I'll take one for the team. But Aqua now going to be able to take the top inhibitor turret. RSG looking to see down on the middle as the Lord takes down the bottom inhibitor turret. So now RSG PH, they have cracked the base of Omega open, but they want to make this the game and play here. But can they find the opportunity?
Oh, right now, actually, Smart Omega able to just delete that Lord. Again, you have to respect the damage here, especially coming out from Kelra. So right now, this is their comfort zone, right? No turrets available. Let's go ahead and defend. And at the same time, just slow it down a little bit, right? Drag the game on a little bit, especially because they have to be conscious of all these immortalities. Likely looking for a play. Possible conceal. No hook going to connect just yet. Now the initiation comes out from Smart Omega, but look at the damage! It's just way too much as Raizen falls. Immortality is popped on the light, so it's going to be an immortality for Raizen.
Okay, so already one member taken down the other side of Omega as RSG, even though they do have the man advantage, they don't want to go in and siege that base. They are going to be focusing to get that buff first and perhaps continue from there. But what I would like to point out there in that previous situation was that my god, Renzio did such a good job at buying time side of Omega to really come back from that. And there's just so much emphasis on Kelra that he's opted for the Has plus that immortal. So not just one or the other, but Light!
Light finds the iron hook! Immortality's gonna be popped! They find the kill! Kelra's down! This is RSG Philippines' moment. The damage to Renzio forcing the immortality once again. They're gonna grab the kill here. Unstoppable Nathzz. It is only a matter of time. And 2Max gonna be the next target here. Immortality is popped in response, but now the base is gonna be worked on, and they even the score. It's 1 for 1.
1 for 1, and now RSG have come on top with a comeback victory in game number 2. Man, caster curse. I was like talking about Kelra and how he's like the saving grace for Omega because he's dealing out